Why, hi there. I'm Ron Juckett, and Retro Sports Network presents a Back to Basics series. I don't know what we'll do for the hockey. Let me know what you want to see for hockey on this channel. We'll try to get there. But for now, I'm going to do on Sundays live Cards and Dice Sunday. Now, we make no secret that I really can't do too much physically with the hands, and so cards and dice is kind of hard to do. But if it's something that can be transferred to an Excel spreadsheet, as you can see, we're going to do it. We're going to do these on Sundays. So this week it is Wayne Ponywaz's APPA clone between the 1946 Boston Red Sox and Cleveland Indians, and we'll set this up for you. Also, we have a good basketball sim above the rim, which is also a Wayne Ponywaz. We're not doing that today, but we'll feature that. Stratomatic certainly kind of fits in there because that's cards and dice. Inside the crease hockey fits as cards and dice. I might do the demo of that for a little bit. So how many are watching? Let me get this right. Oh, cool. So that sort of thing. So these are games that require, of course, your imagination. No season replays here, but this game in particular is very good. So I'm going to set the lineups here. It's going to be the Indians and the Red Sox because it's Veterans Day, and we should remember those who fought in service of our country. And so most of these players fought in World War II. What better way to do it? So let's set up the lineup here. Um, I might put in the comments after. I probably will put the link to where you can find this and pretty much every season from 1936 to 1993. It's a great game. How you doing, dog? Missed the show last night. I watched a bit this morning. God, you guys are funnier than hell. Let's see. Outfielder. We'll do that. Oops. So we'll set the lineups here. Another outfielder and a second baseman. So Ace hits 225. That's terrible. Conway's Touch Meyer. What did I say? Another outfielder, a second baseman. Okay. Touch Meyer. What was the other one I needed? Another outfielder. In which case it was a whopping 225. And I'm going to go with Bob Feller. Home lineup for the Red Sox. This one I'm a little more familiar with. Domi, Pesky, Williams, York, Door, Pinky Higgins. I need another outfielder and a catcher. So my third outfielder is going to be Mekovich, Wagner, and Tex Houston. ODH. Okay. I go to play a game. Oh man, yeah, but my money's on Feller too, especially in can't even pop a grade. Yeah, Al does need to be sick more often. Man, he was funny. I watched the first half hour this morning. All right, so here it is. The game all laid out for you. Uh, Tex Houston is an 18 grade. If you played APBA baseball at all, you know how this works. Houston is an 18. He's an X, so he's going to get a lot of strikeouts, and he's a Z, so he's not going to walk a lot of batters with runners on. This was the last Red Sox team before this year. Would you stop trying to kill me, Cat? To win 100 games, but he's facing Bob Feller. So it's Felix Makowitz as the center fielder. He's leading off for the Cleveland Indians. Ken Keltner, good third baseman, snapped Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak in 41. Plays third, bats second. Pat Siri, slow left fielder, but he is your big power hitter for the Indians. Lou Boudreau, probably one of the best shortstops in baseball at that era. Les Fleming at first. Jim Hagan behind the plate will bat sixth. Dutch Meyer, the second baseman, will bat seventh. George Case will hit eighth, kind of, and Bob Feller will pitch and bat ninth. All right, so basically, if you know how an APBA works, you click the right base situation, I believe, and the dice will roll, and we read the cards. It's all based on boards and those dice result numbers. I've started a series on one of these, and I probably won't publish it, but it's a fun little game to play. And if you're just looking for some basic cards and dice, and that's what we want to do. This is basic cards and dice fun. And so the first dice roll of the game, I said the first dice roll of the game is a 5-3, and that would normally be an error card, but it's a fielding one, and DiMaggio doesn't make a lot of errors. Fly out to center. So that brings up Ken Keltner. And Keltner rolls the dice for a 2-4. It's a 12 with the base is empty, so it's a ground out to first. Like ground out, 2 out. Siri, my cat, is going to walk over the computer. Come on, Emmy. Thankfully, she didn't hurt anything. A 4-6 is a 13, and a 13 is always a strikeout. So the Indians go down in order in their half of the first. This game plays really fast. So after a half inning, geez, no score. Feller is a 20 and an XY. He's getting a strikeout for anything. Just for anything. Okay, so it's Don DiMaggio leading off and playing center. Johnny Pesky, shortstop, will bat second. Ted Williams, the splinter, one of the most decorated veterans in Red Sox history, is in left field, will bat third. Sergeant Rudy York is at first. He'll clean up. Bobby Doerr, who just passed away within the last year, second base, will bat fifth. Pinky Higgins, the third baseman, will bat sixth. Catfish Mekovich is your right fielder. Hal Wagner behind the plate. And Tex Houston, who you saw steamroll through the Indians in the top of the first. And so Dom is ready, and Feller is ready. And the 6-6 is goes in the second column. Feller hung one. And DiMaggio, it's a 3-1. He starts this game off with a triple. A column 2 triple on a column 2 on a 3-1 is a 2. And that's a triple. So now we click on the runner on third board. And so much for Feller coming out of the gate strong. 26-15 on the regular year. He threw 370 some odd innings. And an ERA of 2.18. Here's Johnny Pesky. Runner on third. We're going to play him deep. 1-3 is ball 4. So runners on first and third for Ted Williams. Again, Cleveland's going to play for 2 in the first inning. They're going to play the infield deep if it comes to that. 1-3, and he walks Williams. So they're loaded for Rudy York. So Feller not happy with the dice rolls already. 6, and he walks home a run. Another walk. A 14 is a walk. And Feller, you notice by that BB, there's nothing there. He can't stop a walk. So York, RBI, walk. DiMaggio scores. So Doerr is up with the bases loaded. Nobody out. in a 1-0 Red Sox lead. Feller rolls a 2-6. So a run will score because I'm playing him back, which is good because that would have scored 2. So it's a ground out. It's a fielder's choice. So Pesky will score. Score safe on a fielder's choice, and Williams is out. So first and third, finally an out for Pinky Higgins. I think I got that right. As a 6-5 is a 3-35, and that's always a foul out or pop out. So 2 out for Mekovic with runners on the corners. 2-0 Boston. I think I did that right. 1-6 is, well, we don't need it. It's a ground out. And so the Red Sox, on some wildness by Feller, I believe he walked 4. He walked 3, including 1 with the bases loaded. After 1, it's 2-0 Boston. So Boudreaux, Fleming, and Hagen for the Red Sox here for the Indians here in the second. Houston delivers. A 4-1 is a ground out to short. And that's recorded. I'll show you the log in a minute here. Les Fleming, bases empty. 3-5 with the bases empty. Oh, I hate that. Is a strike. Here's my complaint about APBA baseball is a wasted dice rolls. Now I got to roll again because the only thing that showed up was a strike. So it's no one count. 33, however, gets him in the second column. So another re-roll. It's a 5-3, which is a 2. So that's a triple for Fleming. So the Indians have a triple and the Red Sox have a triple. And with a runner on third, here comes Jim Hagen. Dice roll of 6-1. Fielder's choice, runner out at home. Ooh. Oops. See, this is what happens when you hit too many buttons. Can he just be on? There we go. Next batter. I'll figure that out. So runner on first, 2 out for Dutch Meyer. And the roll is a 6-6. That's all. That's trouble. That's trouble. That's a second column roll. Houston hangs a triple down the right field line. So automatically takes care of that, and Cleveland's on the board. It's 2-1 in the second. Runner on third for George Case. Houston delivers a 2-4, which is a 12, which is with a X and a strike. Would you stop it, M? A strikeout. And that retires the side. So the Indians get a run on 2 hits. After an inning and a half, it is Boston 2, Cleveland 1. So I showed you the score sheet, and I'm actually keep score for you. That's why I'm hitting those buttons. There's a play-by-play log over here, and that's how it records. So you could actually technically copy that, and oops, did I screw up somehow? I always screw up. Anyway, theoretically, you could keep stats on this too. All right, Wagner, Houston, and DiMaggio here in the second for the Red Sox. They lead 2-1. Miller rolls a 6-4, and that's just a wasted roll. That's a wasted roll. Roll again is a 9 with the bases empty is a strikeout. Okay. 1 out. Here's Houston. Rolls a 5-3, and that's a strikeout with the bases empty. 13's always a strikeout. Another for Feller. Here's DiMaggio. Is a 4-4. Wow, Feller couldn't stop that. The 7 normally is What is he, an A or an A and a C? He's an A. A, I guess, can't stop a 7. So DiMaggio singles with 2 out for Pesky. And the roll is 6-3, which is a 31, which is a fly out to center field. After 2, it's 2-1 Boston. Now, if you're not familiar with APBA or APBA, pitchers control your batter's card is your matrix, and your pitchers, depending on their grade, can stop certain dice rolls. 7, 8, and 9 are usually the common ones. A C pitcher can stop a 9. I should probably just use the basic grade. A B can stop an 8. So if a feller has an 8 on his card, let's say on that 3-3 dice roll, then that would turn a signal into an out. But on basic APPA or APA, it doesn't work for extra base hits or anything on a second column. So a pitcher can control singles, but can't control extra base hits. Feller rolls and that's wow. There you go. I didn't plan that. Obviously, he rolled a 3-3. It's an 8, and because Houston's a B, he stopped a single and instead it was a fly out to center. Sometimes, I'm telling you. Here's Makowitz with Keltner to follow. Houston's an A against Makowitz. Roll of 4-3 is a 29 because the X is there. Strike 3. Here's Keltner. Rolls a 3-1. And the B can't stop a 9, but a C can. So it's a single for Keltner. Brings up Pat Siri with a runner on first. Here's the roll. It's a 3-2. It's a 2-6, and that's a safe on a fielder's choice. With 2 out, it's a ground out. And that retires the side. After 2, Boston 2, Cleveland 1. It'll be Ted Williams, Rudy York, and Bobby Doerr to face Feller. And 14 is a 30 dice roll play result number, and that's a fly out to left. Rudy York. 5-6 is a 13. He'll strike out. Bobby Doerr is a 6-4, and that's a 13, so he'll strike out. Feller's cooking with gas. After 3, it's 2-1 Boston. So Boudreaux, Fleming, and Hagen for the Indians here in the 4th. If you understand the boards, if you know the boards at all, this is a fast game. It's just you don't even need to hit. Well, you kind of hit the buttons, but if you can keep score by hand, you can play a game of APA in about 15 minutes. Base is empty for Boudreaux. He rolls a 3-6, and that he's not a Y. Houston's not a Y, so it's a pop out to second. 1 out. Les Fleming rolls a 3-2, and that's a ground out to second. 2 out. Jim Hagen rolls a 5-4, and that's a 32 play result number, and that's always a fly out to right. So Houston gets a quick inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Feller is an A and a C against Pinky Higgins. Good luck getting a hit, Pinky. Rolls a 2-6. That's a ground out to short. Oh, it's a 24. That's a ground out to short. I always thought they should be reversed. That can make it easier to memorize in your head. Excuse me, doesn't matter. There's still 1 out. Here's Mekovich. And an A stops an 8. So that single turns into a fly out to center. 2 out for Wagner. 4-1 dice roll. You read them. 4, the red first, and then the white one second. 28 is a ground out to short. And after 4, it's still 2-1. And Doug's money on Feller. He's pitched well, but he struggled. He walked all those batters in the first. Here's Houston, Dutch Meyer, George Case, and Bob Feller. The dice roll is a 21, or 2-1. The play result number is a 32, and that is a fly out to right. George Case. 6-6, uh-oh. So you see that 0 right there? Goes to that second column, and a pitcher can't stop whatever is in that second column. It is a 1-2, and so it's a double to right center. That gets by to the bullpens at Fenway, and Cleveland has a runner on. Now, you can bunt, and so, or would I want to? Actually, Feller has a decent hitting card, and there's one out, and bunting is not really a strong suit in this game, and he's on second, so we will swing away with Feller. And it's a 2-3, and that's a strikeout because it's a 13. So Feller whiffs, and that brings up the top of the lineup. Makowitz. Third time through for Houston here in the fifth. Rolls a 2-2 with the runner on second. Score 'em all. On the RBI single. And the Indians have tied this game at 2. So runner on first for Keltner. Houston's ready. 1-4 is a 30. Fly out to left. And halfway home, it's the Indians 2, the Red Sox 2. On Cards and Dice Sunday. Next week, we'll feature some basketball for you. How's that? So it'll be Houston, DiMaggio, and Pesky for the Red Sox against Feller, who wasn't coming out if he dragged him. Houston, 1-2, 25 with the bases empty. Forget the ground ball. He's an X. Struck him out. DiMaggio rolls a 4-2. That's a strikeout with the bases empty on a 9. Strikeout. Here's Pesky. 3-4, fly out to center on a 31. After 5, 2-2. How many strikeouts? So Feller has struck out 6 and walked 3. And Houston has struck out 4 and walked nobody. And I messed up the RBI on Rudy York. But that's what makes Cards and Dice fun. Because even though this kind of does it for you, you're still responsible for things. Houston will face Siri, Boudreau, and Fleming here in the 6th. And Siri's in that second column. He rolls a 33, and that's a 0. So the curve is hung. And Siri, home run down the right field line, an opposite field shot across the pesky pole at Fenway Park. And it's 3-2 Cleveland. Brings up Boudreau. He gets into Houston's second column there on a 3-3. Another hung curve is a single to right. Hit hard, but hit hard right at Mekovich. And so the Indians now have 7 hits. Less Fleming, the better. He rolls a 3-5, a 39. The runner's out stealing. See, that's the thing with also, you don't control that. So Boudreau, pot stealing. Base is empty now for Fleming. Rolls a 5-2, with Houston being an X. Struck him out. 2 out for Hagen. Again, a 5-2. Forget the ground ball. Struck him out. The Indians pull ahead on the Siri dinger to right. After 5.5, it's 3-2. Williams, York, and Dorr due up for the Red Sox. Williams, of course, was a Marine pilot in World War II and in Korea, and saw tons of combat in both theaters and came back alive. He really is a real-life version of John Wayne. And Feller served with distinction, I believe, in Europe, in the European theater of World War II. And so, on this Veterans Day, I mean, this is the matchup that I wanted to see. Feller and Williams coming back to play a game after their service to our country. And the game now is trying to save. Oh! He struck him out, which hardly ever happened. All that for Rudy York. 1 out here in the 6th. Dice roll of 5-1. A stops an 8, fly out to center field. Bobby Dorr with the bases empty. 2-3 is a 30, and that's a fly out to left. After 6, it's the Indians 3, the Red Sox 2. So Dutch Meyer, George Case, and Bob Feller to face Houston here in the 7th. Houston was a 20-game winner. I mean, Houston was not chopped liver in 46. 3-6 with the bases empty is a 14, and Meyer walks. First walk allowed by Houston. George Case, the batter. Runner on first. 3-2 is a 26, and they can't get 2, so the runner reaches on the fielder's choice. And I'll bring up Bob Feller. With 1 out, Will bunt with the runner on first. So I hit the sack bunt button, and then the board I want the dice roll to be on. 2-6, strike. Okay, so it's a no-1 count to Feller. Feller squares again. 2-5. Uh-oh, he popped up into a double play. After it's stretch time here at Fenway after 6.5, it's Cleveland 3, Boston 2. Feller won't be too happy with that. He's an A&C to Higgins, though. This should be fun. The pitch. 4-1 is a 24, and that's a ground out to short. Catfish Mekovich rolls a 5-1, and A stops a 9, struck him out. Al Wagner rolls a 3-1, that's ball 4. So Houston will bat. There's no reason to yank him. He's pitched well. Runner on first, 2 out. He rolls a 1-5, which is a 21, which is an error on a 2-base error on the first baseman. And since Wagner's not an F runner, he won't score. So DiMaggio is up. Wagner on third. Houston on second. 3-2 Cleveland. Bottom of the 7th. DiMaggio rolls a 4-6, and oh, that kills the rally. It's a fly out to left on the 30. After 7, it is Cleveland 3, Boston 2. Hi, OG, how are you? You were pretty funny last night, too, but I might buy out a case of Formula 44 just to see that again. That was so funny, guys. Makowitz, Keltner, and Siri for the Indians here in the 8th against Houston. And that's a single to right. A 2-2 is a 7. Doubles is always a good result for the batter. And A can't stop a 7. That's the 8th hit for the Indians. And I'll bring in Keltner with the runner on first. He rolls a 5-5, but a B can stop an 8 with a runner on. Keltner grounds out to first. So here's Siri. His home run of the 6th gave the Indians the lead. He rolls. It's a 5-6, which is a 34. He's not a Y, so it's a pop out to second. Runner holds for Boudreaux. So 2 out here in the 8th, 3-2 Cleveland. Boudreaux rolls a 4-6, which is a ground out to second on the 26th. And so we go to the bottom of the 8th. Pesky, Williams, and York to face Feller. 3-2 Cleveland. You guys did. I went to upgrade my computer. Apparently, it uploaded a window or downloaded a Windows upgrade. So I started at about 9:30, thinking that I'd be done. No, I went to sleep. I think I shut off the computer last night about 12:15. I was not a happy camper. But like I said, I watched the first half hour this morning, and oh man, you guys were on a serious roll. I had no idea what the hell you guys were talking about because I really don't watch Game of Thrones. But when I was comparing things to Scrappy Duh or Scooby Duh, I mean that was just man. So it'll be Pesky, Williams, and York. I think I said that. To face Feller here in the bottom of the 8th. Rapid Robert Pesky rolls a 1-4. That's a 30, and that's a fly out to the left. Here's Williams. I set this up the last time being the war hero versus the war hero. Well, the Red Sox war hero struck out. This time he rolls a 2-1 and draws a walk. So Williams has the tying run for Rudy York. He rolls a 5-4, which is a 32, and that's always a fly out to right. Runner on first, 2 out for Door. You know, the nice thing about, hey, Al, how you feeling, bud? How you feeling? It'll be Door, and if he should reach, can I do this from here? Hold on. Hold on. I want to make some people some. Oh, I can. All right. Dog is a mod. And hope if I hit the right button. And the O. I don't want to put him in a timeout. Oh, there's the OG. There's a mod. All right. How new mods? To go with Mr. Stark. Right around first for Door. 2 out. Bobby. Come on. Bobby rolls a 5-1, and Feller can't stop that. That's an infield single. The runners on first and second, 2 out for Pinky Higgins. And Feller is an A and C against him, as in, I'm so sorry, Pinky, you're not reaching, right? First and second, 2 out. The roll is a 1-3, and Feller walks him loaded. For Catfish Mekovich. Hey, Max Cornelius, how are you? So they're loaded for Mekovich. Williams on third, Door on second, Higgins on first. And Feller walked home a run in the first inning, too. Doesn't want to walk on the tying run here in the 8th. The dice roll, it's a 5-3. That's a single. And 2 runs score because George Case botched it. So a hit and an error. Let's see. So Williams scores. Door scores. Mekovich. RBI. And with that, the Red Sox go up 4-3. One of those runs is unearned for Feller as he's swearing at himself on the mound, not very happy. So it's first and second for Wagner with 2 out. And that is a ground out. Oh, it's a strikeout with 2 outs. So we go to the top of the 9th. It'll be Fleming, Hagan, and Meyer for the Indians. They trail 4-3 on this Veterans Day special. Houston. Fleming rolls a 5-5, and a B stops an 8. Fly out to center. 1 out for Hagan. He rolls a 2-2, but A can't stop a 7. So the tying run is on for Dutch Meyer. Ugh. All right. Can I pinch hit for Meyer here? Who am I not using? I'm going to go with Mickey Rocco. He will bat 7th. So Mickey Rocco comes in to face Houston with a runner on first. Boy, if you get in the second column, look at all those ones. Holy crap. 1-2, and the game is over. Ground ball to Door, to Pesky for 1. He turns and pivots to York, and that's the ball game. And the Red Sox will win 4-3. So here's your box score. Feller loses it. And Houston wins it. They both go the distance. They were going to anyway. And so that's a look at APBA. I will put the link in there when I go to edit this a little bit later, so you can do it. It's all an Excel spreadsheet, and every season is there from 36 to 93, and it's just a fun way, you know, as you've seen it. Told you not to bet on Feller. It's just a cool way to do it. I mean, if you understand APBA ball at all, I mean, the boards are easy to remember. And it plays so fast. I know the Patriots are on at one, so I went with baseball instead of basketball. But it really is, and the game is free, and it's just a really good design. I mean, theoretically, you could keep it, as you're going to get the weight screen of death in a second. You could pretty much do stats or whatever you want to do, but it's a pure cards and dice thing, and that's what we want to do. So Sundays are going to be card and dice days. You tell me in the comments what you want done with hockey. We'll figure out something for that. But next week we're going to feature above the rim basketball, and I think we're going to. I don't know what I'll do for that. But that's a card. That's a card and fax action card game. But so that's that for this. So yeah. So old fashioned. Use your imagination. Gaming on Sundays at lunchtime, and so hope you enjoyed it. And you know, a special thought to all those who served in World War II that played in baseball after. That's what this was for. But the Red Sox won this one 4-3. We'll have football for you tomorrow night. Not sure which of our triple header games I'll feature. Ricky Keeler is going to be hopefully on the Ron Juckett show this week, and that's going to be Wednesday night. So thanks for being with me, the Henson brothers. Yeah. So this was fun. So that's APBA baseball, and I can't imagine anyone who has not seen this. Maybe not the spreadsheet game or the helper, but yeah. So if you know of a game that deserves some love and can be played either on a helper or I could convert to something on a helper in a hurry, let me know. I'd be happy to do that. But Cards and Dice Sunday. This week we featured the 1946 Indians and Red Sox. And so thank you so much for watching. I'm Ron Juckett. We'll talk to you tomorrow night for some Week 11 1978 football from Action PC. Have yourself a good day. And don't forget, if Al's feeling better, Strange Brigade Sunday, which won't be as strange as Al was last night on his own on the Dog City show. Have a good day, folks.